everybody, it's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. Good morning. It's Super Tuesday, and it's about 9 o'clock in the morning. My daughter's not feeling well from school, so so she didn't go to school. Don't worry, it's not the coronavirus, it's female stuff. You know what I mean? Anyway, so I woke up today. It's beautiful right now. I mean, it's like 50, at 9 in the morning. Sunny for now, but I think we're expecting some rain. My friend 5-Speed Ash from Lindenhurst told me that, hey, get ready. I hear we're getting 4 inches of snow on Saturday. I'm like, brother, you tripping or what? Look at the weather forecast, 42 and sunny. Last time I checked, it doesn't snow when it's over 32 degrees. Anyway, so I woke up today. My garage door opener is just like on its way out or something like that. It always blows a fuse in my circuit breaker downstairs. So I just disconnected it, so now it's just a roll-up manual up and down. I don't know too much about these door openers. Anyway, so when I woke up today, this thing was sitting right outside my garage, and I couldn't figure out where it came from and why it's here, And then I got a text that I didn't see last night. It was my neighbor, Hope from next door. Her ex-husband, who we get along very well, he is planning on moving, so he had this in his garage, and he says, hey, you want this? And I'm like, okay. So he just dropped it off. He said the pump's probably busted, which is 90% of why people throw away power washers, because the pump is busted. But he says that the engine probably works. It's a Quantum. Love the Quantums. It's auto choke as well, which I also love, because you don't need a brake bail handle for lawnmowers for it, So anyhow, might give this a pull and see if it works. So I just put some gas in it, and I checked the oil. The oil is at the add line, and then I was about to try to start it up, right? And then I noticed that it was missing a head bolt. So it probably stripped. I put another one in there, let's see. Yep, it's stripped. You can keep turning it. Just gonna tighten these. They all turn. Yeah, that one turns pretty easily. Whatever, I'm gonna see if it works. I doubt it, because if the head bolt's loose like that, it's gonna smoke. Probably not even any compression, but either way, even if it doesn't work, I'll use it all for parts. It's on choke, rabbit, got gas, got Earl, here we go. No. It's no compression. Some compression, but, ooh. Pretty cool. So it probably needs a little bit of a carb clean, but it's pretty good. Runs, surges a little, which means that carburetor might be kind of dirty. So I'll use this engine. Actually, looks okay. Runs. I'll just put this aside until I need an engine. Yesterday, when I was putting this away, I tried starting it again. It wouldn't start. It cranked and everything, but just wouldn't start. Almost like I flooded the engine or something. So I'm gonna give it another try. Battery's probably weak, It's on choke. There's some kind of leak. I noticed the fuel line was leaking. That's not good. I don't think it's this pulse line. It's the fuel pump. It's leaking out of here. Fuel pump's probably working too hard, and it's dripping out of this hole here, over here. So you know what? I might try to clean that 3-screw one again and put it back on here, because I think the gaskets for the fuel pump are bad, and that's like $15. But if you just went and bought a brand new one, the copied one, it's only $28. So should I buy a new gasket kit, or should I buy a whole new carburetor, or should I just put the 3-screw carburetor on here after I clean it? I think that's what I'm going to do. So I've got the 3-screw carburetor on my little work table here. 3-screw carburetor. Now this fuel pump works and it doesn't leak, so I'm not going to take this apart, but I will take the carburetor apart again, because remember the problem why I took this off. This is leftover fuel from when I removed it. The reason why I removed it was because it only runs on choke very well. If you took it off a choke, it wants to stall. So there's some kind of clog in here. As you can see, that there is a fuel adjustment screw here. I don't remember if I ever took that apart, you know, so that could just be the issue right there. But since we have it over here on the table, might as well just take it apart just to see how dirty it is, or clean. But remember, I did clean this already last time I used it, but you never know over the time that, anyway, so it's a 4 torque screws.
There's a lot of fuel. You're making a mess.
Well, that's what the cardboard's for.
Henry, it's going to soak right through.
Gas seems pretty clean. Actually, that gas is like that yellow stuff that we saw the other day. My friend Mark Neese told me that it's called phased in fuel or something, where the water is mixed with the fuel so bad that it won't even separate. That's terrible. But as you can see, it's pretty clean. You know what I mean? There's no buildup in here at all. It's clear. Just going to blow out these jets. Take this drain plug out. Take this out too. Let's take this adjustable jet nut out. Some of them have them, some of them don't. Like the 4-screw Nikki does not have this, or at least my model didn't. I'm not sure about older models. There's a Welsh plug here, you can't remove that. If you do, I mean, you could remove it, but then you'd have to replace it, you know. Of course I don't have the right one handy. What? I could have sworn I used this one. Damn it. It's a 5/8. No leverage. Surprised this doesn't leak. It doesn't. It has an O-ring. That's why. Has a super small jet nut in here. That's an Allen. Jeez. Why don't they think of every other seldomly used tool to put it together? You know? Seriously. Got an Allen key here. I will admit, though, it is easier to get out other than just a flathead, you know, mold. At least the Allen, you'll grip it really well and get it out. So I had put this in the ultrasonic before. And it's a little blocked by almost like gel. Never mind, it was just fuel, it's clear. So this jet is clear. Huh. There's some crap in here, I don't know where this came from. Oh, you know what, this might be from my boot. Or I stepped on it to hold for leverage. That's what it is. So I'm gonna get some carb cleaner. This is contact cleaner that I use. It doesn't blow up gaskets, from my friends over at Lucas Oil Products. You know what? I got to change my glasses because I don't want to spray in my new glasses. So today we're going to do a comprehensive carburetor clean minus the fuel pump on this opposed twin 3-screw carburetor. Let's see what this goes out of. Comes out of that jet. This one here. This one here. This one here comes out of the adjustable jet nut right there. Okay? There's a tiny little one here. No idea where that comes out of. I'm definitely making a mess though. So there's 2 tiny jets here, this one and that one. And then there's 2 holes. This one comes out of the adjustable screw, and this one comes out of the part where the other jet was. So those are very critical areas where it needs to be clear. As you can see, it is clear. I'm going to blow into that part here, so it should come out one of those holes. There we go. And then I said here, right? It should come out the other hole. So we know that's clear. This one here. It's just right there, see? This hole here, fuel, comes out of here from the fuel pump. Yep. So this hole here, this is where the fuel, you input the fuel here, goes through the fuel pump. The pulse over here moves the diaphragms in and out, pumps fuel from the gas tank into this part here. These holes are for the air cleaner base. Look at that. Where is that coming out of? Can't tell. Inside somewhere. Well, like I said, this is a pretty clean carburetor as it is. Just gonna mess with it a little bit more. If you look closely, you'll see that there's a bent. The butterfly, choke butterfly is bent. I don't know why it's bent. It looks like somebody put a screwdriver in there and just bent it. And now try to unbend it. I'm just going to remove the torque screws here holding the butterfly. They're small. So here's the butterfly, as you notice. It's bent. Don't know why. Better. How did that go again? Did that go like this? Sons of bitches. That doesn't seem to fit right. Nope, it's definitely not like that. It's like this. Ooh, you know what that sound means? The sound that you just heard? That's eBay. Means somebody bought something. Or actually, that might be just a question. I don't know. See? This part here, so much air that goes through that part there. I almost feel this part should be bent out more. I'll figure it out. I'm gonna remove the float. Use the needle. Shake it, make sure it's not full of fuel so there's no leaks. Like I said, I cleaned this before, so the needle is clean. Tip seems fine too. I don't really see anything wrong with this carburetor. Seat's clean. It's not a rubber seat, it's a metal kind. As you can see, it's clear. You get a Q-tip just to make sure it's not gummy in the walls. In and out. Just like that, in and out. You know, you guys get the picture. See, it's clean. Great, this thing just popped out. Going like this, or like this. Holy cow. I'm gonna have to put it all together again just to make sure. But anyway, this is completely apart, you know. Top part here, there's nothing else you can remove other than the gasket, you know. Gasket seems pretty good too. It's not torn or worn. It's just molded into the shape it has been for a while. So this top part's good. Let's look at this bottom part. Like I said, the fuel pump works. Blew out all the holes here. That jet. It's clean. This part here, I don't know where that's from. That almost looks like there should be a Welsh plug in there. This idle screw here. Just the throttle. Nothing out of the ordinary. There are two little tiny holes, or three, that are in there. That could be blocked, but how do you even get to that, you know? Aha, look. That's one though. The other one doesn't seem to work. Got a bread twisty tie. stick it in this hole.
Henry, you're making that hole too big.
That's what she said. I know, this video seems boring. Well, if somebody needed to know how to clean a 3-screw opposed twin carburetor, they'll know how to do it. I know this is not as glamorous as my normal videos. Quite boring, actually. But it's okay. You gotta make a video with all the resources out there, right? Eh? It's gonna be another hour-long video. Where does this go? That's pretty clean, fellas. I thought this was kind of interesting for you to see. Okay, so remember I said, look at the 3 holes there. I'm trying to get you closer. So those super tiny holes that you can't even see. Watch. Okay, ready? There we go. It's this hole right there. And as you can see, all those holes are clear. This nut is clear. It's a pain to get this into here because when you stick this in there, ooh. Ooh, first shot. Check that out. I'm just gonna assemble this so y'all can see how to assemble it. Stick the needle into the hole. That's what she said. Find the pin. Pin goes in like that. Am I forgetting something here? Let's go like this. Nope, because look, you got your holes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? The 4-screw Nikki actually has a shaft that goes into the hole. This one doesn't have it. So as you can see, the 4 holes here, 3 holes here. Well, that's interesting how there are 1, 2, 3, 4 holes here, but only 3 holes there. This one's bigger though, which fits over this canal. So it's actually this way, see? So that goes like that, right? And I remember that this was like this, pointed forward. So therefore the choke lever has to be here, like that. That's how you know. Then the choke plate would go here, like that. cow. Like surgery, fellas. I don't know, that doesn't seem like it opens enough. I'm gonna force it. No, Henry, you're gonna break it. It's supposed to be bigger. Maybe not. Then there's the drain plug. That's 5/8 size. It's really not hard as long as you know how to do it. You'll know how to do it just your first time. Just try it, you know. Or you can just look through the video. Then there's this jet. It's clean. Jet goes in here. Turn it in 1.5. Turn it in all the way, and then you can back it out 1.5. This is better because you can adjust it. You know what I mean? The other 4-screw one you couldn't adjust. So if it wasn't running right, you're scratching your head. But this one here, you could actually, go in and adjust things, see if it works better, which is what I'm gonna do. Right after I'm done with this, I'm screwing this adjustable nut all the way in, and then backing it out 1.5 for the adjustment. That's from the factory, so I can't turn it anymore, right? So that's half a turn, another half a turn, that's 1, then another half, like that. Then you could start it, hopefully, and then move it forward and backwards a 1/4 turn at a time to see how it runs. Put these torque screws back in. That's right, I'm letting it roll completely. No edits. That way y'all can see a full comprehensive assembly and disassembly of a Briggs opposed twin 3-screw carburetor.
Henry, you shouldn't use the impact on everything.
Why not?
You'll break it.
Not if you can control the speed. If you're good at controlling the speed, and this is not that strong, so usually 1 click is a good turn, see? What do you guys think? Pretty good? We have taken every screw, every jet, every bolt out of this carburetor. We've bent this butterfly choke thing back into shape. Everything moves freely. Gaskets are good. We know the fuel pump is good. The only thing I didn't do last time was maybe take this out, but I'm pretty sure I did because it's pretty clean. Throttle moves freely. Everything seems fine. So let me get a 7/16 socket, a couple of screwdrivers, 5/16 impact. We'll go to the backyard with my field bag, and we'll replace that leaky 4-screw carburetor with this 3-screw carburetor, which was originally on that thing. going to give you a great view now of exactly how to replace carburetor of an opposed twin. I did this already before, so just do it again. Let's close that choke. Look how much wetness is here. Breather hose right here. A lot of wetness here. And if you look at this choke, right, it actually seals it completely, whereas the other one doesn't. Loosen the choke cable. Z-bend. Let's clamp the... Of course I don't have a clamp with me, do I? Oh, I do. Here's the fuel line. Let's clamp it. Seven 16th bolts on the bottom, counterclockwise. One more 7/16 on the back. Should be loose enough to move with your fingers, and it is. Remove the carburetor, and it's on a link. I'll flip this to the side so you can see. There's a link right there. Do not lose this. So important. This is the pulse line for the fuel pump. No liquid in here, just air. So there it is. This is the 4-screw Nikki. Made for Briggs & Stratton, OEM. 692815. So if you guys want a replacement, 692815, they make the copied ones. Here, here's the comparison here. This is the 3-screw, 1, 2, 3, 4-screw, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Throttle, idle screw, fuel pump input. There's the back, looks pretty similar. Choke. Drain plug. This drain plug actually has a gasket. This one has an O-ring. There's the throttle attachment, right? There's the pulse. Difference here, look. You got the Welsh plug here, adjustment jet here, and this one's closed, see? There's a ball in there. That's the difference. So this one has leaky fuel pump. I think if I just tighten these screws, it would be okay. But I wanted to experiment anyway and place this one on. So again, let's put this back on here. Goes like this. Here's the gasket on here. This part here hooks right into this hole. Rotate it onto the base. Find the hole. Find the hole. All the twin cylinder carburetors that I know of are all shaped like this, where the mouth is vertical up and down, whereas the single cylinders are horizontal mouth. I've only taken apart the V-twin maybe twice in my life. I don't really get too many V-twins. I'd like to, but just hasn't been in the cards, you know. But I've had plenty of opposed twins. I've actually rebuilt 4 or 5 opposed twin engines. So far so good. I'm 5 for 5 on those things. None of them have blown up. That 14 episode one that I have along the fence over there, that one was a tough one. That one was a 46 cubic inch using 46 inch, using 42 cubic inch parts. In the end, I had to use all 46 because it didn't work out for me. You guys remember that one. That one was pretty interesting, I must say. But because I've done that 14 episode one, man, I really know these engines pretty well, in and out. So let's connect that pulse line again. This is to the lights. You don't want this dangling over that because this is where the throttles are. Sometimes these wires get, caught up with this, and you don't have the right throttle because of that. Shove that pulse line back on here. Tighten the seal with the clamp. There's the fuel line. I'm going to run it on top here so that this thing lays over here so it doesn't rest on the intake manifold. Not that it makes much of a difference. Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry for using that term. Look. It's busted. It's long enough though. That's what she said. Just cut it. Throttle. Z-bend into the last hole. Put it in like this. Pull the choke all the way. Again, I'm pushing the choke all the way down so that this is wide open. 5/16, just to tighten. It holds pretty well. One more click. That's it. So look, now it's pushed down, wide open. Pull it, closed. And it seals pretty good. We could just try. So, that's it. That's how you replace a 4-screw Briggs opposed twin carburetor with a 3-screw one after we just cleaned it. Comprehensive cleaning. Now let's see if it'll start. Remember, we have to crank the engine a bit to make sure that it's getting gas through the line. So why don't you guys watch and see if fuel easily flows in there. Battery's not that good, so hope for the best. Here we go. Crank. Shoot. I've got nothing, fellas. Why do I have nothing? Hang on, I'm gonna have to check it out.
I had to roll it all the way to my garage so I can charge the battery. So I got it started, right? But check out how much fuel is pouring out of this. Runs on choke too. Fuel's all the way in. I'm gonna let it out. If you let it out, it's more fuel. You know what I mean? I let it out like 3 turns. My throttle. Just so much fuel coming out, you know. I'm gonna have to switch it to the other one. I don't know what's wrong. So I just switched the 3 screw back to the 4 screw, right? It's not leaking any gas out the fuel. Actually, it kind of is. But I'm starting to think that it's the fuel line. If you look at the fuel line, right, the diameter of the fuel line is so thick, so a ton of fuel is pouring in here, flooding it, you know? So I'm thinking that this fuel line, which is not really a fuel line, it's just a hose, you know? The guy that used to have this had it like that. I'm going to switch it to a real fuel line where the diameter is smaller. So I've got this brand new fuel line set that I got from my friend Samuel Sandoval over at Red Oak Mowers. Check him out on Instagram, Red Oak Mowers. Anyway, so this is the makeshift fuel line that was on there. And if you look at the diameter, it's bigger than this one. So that's going to be more flow. Maybe that's it. I mean, it doesn't seem to be that much difference. I also changed the fuel filter back to the smaller one. This is a big one, so it's high flow, you know, so change it back to a regular one. We'll see. Let's see if it starts up. I'm getting a little tired of this, fellers. I'm confused. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and buy one of those Chinese coffees. I have a feeling that the fuel pump gaskets are so worn that too much fuel is getting through, and that's what's causing it to run badly. I I got it started again. I'm going to park it back into the spot again. And then get a new Chinese copy. That is if it stays running. Absolutely too much fuel is getting to the carburetor, and I have a feeling it's just the gaskets for the fuel pump. So, not too happy about the way things happen today, you know. I don't know, man. You can only try, right? We tried 2 carburetors. We did a comprehensive cleaning on the 3-screw one, but we didn't take the fuel pump apart to look at the gaskets. I still think there's just too much fuel going through it, you know, and that's regulated by the fuel pump. The gaskets are too flexible and stuff. You're pumping a lot more fuel than you should, you know, so they should be more stiff. I priced it out. A new kit with new gaskets for the diaphragm are $15 on eBay, but for $28 you can get a whole new carburetor. I'm going to try one of those new Chinese copied carbs for this and just see how it works, because that's just an extra $15 for an entirely new carb. So I'm just going to go buy one for 30 bucks, and when it gets here I'll install it and see if that makes any difference. It oughta, you know. But that's it for today, fellas. I'll see you next time on Mowers and Blowers.
See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.
Hey guys, support my channel, buy a sticker. Also follow me on Instagram at Mowers Blowers. Check out my website, mowersblowers.com. See you guys on my next project. Have a great day.
Hey Henry, see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.